Hello, good day everyone. In this very short video, we will going to discuss what is mangrove forest. I know you're already aware and has the idea what is mangrove forest is. But in this video, let me give you, or rather let us give you 10 things you should know about mangrove forest. Mangrove forest is maybe one of the world's most unappreciated landscapes. Despite that, mangrove forests support the planet in a unique ways and provide important roles in our ecosystem and serve as the habitat for a wide variety of terrestrial, estuarine marine species from fish to birds and manatees, which we will be discussing later. Mangrove forest is also essential to us as a human. And the first thing you should know is that mangrove help us to mitigate climate change and help people and nature adapt. As I said, mangrove forests help us to mitigate climate change. But by how? Simply by pulling massive amount of greenhouse gases. What is greenhouse gases? Greenhouse gases have far-ranging environmental and health effects. They cause climate change by trapping heat, and they also contribute to respiratory disease from smog and air pollution, extreme weather, food supply disruptions, and increase in wildfires. So mangrove forests help us to absorb unwanted gases from the atmosphere and storing them in their soils, up to 4 times as much as carbon than the other tropical forests. In 2018, studies calculated that the world's mangrove forests suck up more than 6 billion tons of carbon a year. Research suggests that mangroves could be a better carbon stores than the coastal habitats that they are encroaching on, opening the possibility for mangroves to combat the very causes of global warming. In this way, mangrove acts as the Earth's natural defenses to climate change by protecting the planet by striking at the very cause of the problem. That's the good news. However, the bad news, despite their value, humans have also done an impressive job over the last century of destroying them to make way of coastal developments, aquaculture, and by logging them for timber and fuel production. Not to mention the destroying the natural water courses and polluting the ground that they grow in. Perhaps it is time to move towards the latter and act ecosystem decisions, giving healing and healable habitats like mangrove every opportunity to do what they do best. Expanding the mangrove forest could therefore help protect us from the devastating effect of extreme weather that becomes more likely with climate change.
Mangroves do not only give protection and assistance to our coastal communities, they can also provide a source of income through fishing and ecotourism. But despite of their importance, mangroves are still under threat from human activities, from cutting of mangrove trees, coastal development, shrimp aquaculture, pollution from waste plastics, untreated sewage, and agricultural fertilizers. All of these activities can harm the plant, and if we tolerate them, we may lose not just benefits but also the opportunities in the plant itself. It is not what we want to happen. Rather, we should seek long-term solutions for maintaining, safeguarding, and generating a livelihood without hurting our precious mangroves.
Do you know, guys, that the mangrove trees encourage ecotourism? Sustainable tourism offers a stimulus to preserve these existing mangrove trees, with potential to generate local income for inhabitants. These mangrove trees are also located into the near beaches and coral reefs. This rich environment also offers activities such as fishing, kayaking, and birds watching tours. Ecotourism could be the perfect motivation to preserve and to protect these trees, instead of cutting them and clearing them for mass tourism development.
Mangroves are a group of trees and shrubs that live in the coastal intertidal zone. There is a lot of plastics that we produce and eventually discarded into the sea or remote places. We need to diminish the high volume of using plastics to preserve our coastal areas and the animals. save Mother Nature by simple throwing our trash in the right places. With this simple act, we can not only save the animals but also safeguard our nature.
Mangroves, the only plant that can live in salt water, not only offer a nursery and refuge for aquatic creatures, but also a habitat for thousands of species at all levels of marine, forest, food webs, from bacteria to barnacles to Bengal tigers. Insects are attracted to the trees, which also serve as a haven for birds, which seek refuge in dense branches. Hundreds of shorebirds and migratory bird species, including kingfishers, herons, and egrets nest and rest in the coastal woods. This means that cutting and destroying mangrove trees will have all impact on all living things that rely on them, not just the plant itself.
Good day everyone, especially to all listeners and watchers. I'm Mangroves to give some information about mangroves is efficient at absorbing and storing carbon dioxide. Yes, because mangroves have ability to absorb up to 4 times more by area than upland terrestrial forest ecosystems. Mangroves is efficient at absorbing. It's helped to avoid of having disasters like tsunami and rising of water. Carbon dioxide is an important greenhouse gas that helps to trap the heat in our atmosphere, and also it is important because it gives oxygen to all humans, animals, plants, and all living things on earth. That's all. Thank you and God bless.
Mangroves work as a single system to keep coastal zones healthy and making essentials to maintaining water quality, as well as slowing incoming tidal water. Mangrove dense network of roots and surrounding vegetations. It filters and traps sediments, heavy metals, and other pollutants. This prevents contaminations of downstream waterways and protecting sensitive habitat and keeping water healthy.
A coastal ecosystem is an area where land and water comes together. It provides habitat for a wide variety of marine plants and animals, as well as provide resources and homes to humans around the world. In recognition of the importance of maintaining healthy marine ecosystems, the Nature Conservancy is offering a set of 3 tips to help to protect these resources for future generations. The first one, reduce your plastic consumption. Then, make informed seafood choices. And lastly, plant your yard with native species.
Mangroves, there is growing evidence, particularly from devastating Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004, that mangroves reduces tsunami impacts by reducing the destructive energy of water flowing inland. Mangrove belts several hundred meters wide have been shown to reduce tsunami height by between 5 and 30%, as well as acting as a barrier against tsunamis, cyclones, and hurricanes. Mangrove forests provide society with a range of other ecological services. This includes preventing coastal erosions, protecting coral reefs from splitting up, and providing source of timber, food, and traditional medicines.
Mangroves support rich biodiversity in high levels of productivity, supplying safe food at capacity large enough to feed millions of people. Fisheries in other sectors, economies, and communities around the world will only be sustained through the restoration and protection of mangrove forests. Without mangroves, this incredibly productive ecosystem would collapse. As a human being, it's important to know how helpful these trees are for environment, and we should consider taking steps further in conservation of these trees.
Hello, it's me again, guys. I hope you acquired new knowledges, how important and how essential mangrove forest in the environment and all the living things, including us as a human. Now the question for us is, how can we contribute or help in conserving and protecting the mangrove forest that protecting us in the very first place? Thank you.